the truth of it is that if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, I wouldn't have done that, because, the business that I was brought up in, it was about, who has the most, who has the biggest house, who has the nicest car, the nicest watch, blah, blah, blah. And you never were happy. You could have made $1 million and the guy down the hall made $2 million, and, you weren't good enough. Once you start training jiu-jitsu, as I'm sure you know, because you meet so many people from all walks of life, none of that shit mattered to me anymore. I was like, you know what? I'm happy doing this, and if I can just do this effectively and enjoy myself, I'm good. And I did. And guess what? Through jiu-jitsu, my business exploded. I got into another business now. I'm doing solar. That's exploded just from people that I met through jiu-jitsu. I'm here with you because of jiu-jitsu. 99% of my great friends in life I've met through jiu-jitsu. So it's really, it's the sport that changes, not just me, but anyone you talk to that really falls in love with it. It has the biggest impact on my life than anything I can imagine.
I read all this stuff online about jiu-jitsu is a cult, jiu-jitsu is this, that. And it's really hard to explain to people the satisfaction you get from jiu-jitsu. I went to karate as a kid. I did everything. I tried everything at least one time. When I walked into that jiu-jitsu place for the first time, because I had dear friends that were already in the fucking game, they're masters of this shit,
right?
And they couldn't get me to do it. And one day I just watched a match, and I'm like, I like this better than that whole MMA shit. I saw a beauty in jiu-jitsu that I never saw in anything else. Like, I saw it in basketball.
Of course.
You see it in baseball. There's a certain beauty to it. But jiu-jitsu just grabbed me. And jiu-jitsu's a life changer for some people, like it was for you. Jiu-jitsu lets you know how fucked up you really are. And the things you got to... Yeah, you're going for a blue belt. You're going for this. But there's so many personal things. Like, for me, I was a mouth breather. So...
We're working on that now, right?
Right, but no. I mean, listen, I've got my nose broken 18 times, and then you put 2 pounds of coke in there, it ain't going to help your nostrils or breathing. I still remember getting surgery. Like, all the surgeries I've gotten since 2013 and helped me with jiu-jitsu. But they showed me that, like, to breathe. Like, I never knew I wasn't breathing properly.
Right.
I had no fucking idea. I would walk stairs and go, why am I fucking out of breath? It's 3 fucking stairs, And then you learn, I realized I couldn't breathe right. That's what I was doing. So forget jiu-jitsu. I had to learn how to breathe right. And then I had a surgery on my knee. And why did I get, and I'm like, I'm never going to go back to jiu-jitsu after the surgery. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't even let the knee heal.
No.
And you got to go back. And the thing I noticed about jiu-jitsu is one thing. Like, I was going to kickboxing for a while, this Kickboxing America. I had gone from 418 pounds to about 270, and I wanted to keep my weight there. I wasn't involved in jiu-jitsu before, but I would go to these kickboxing places, and I would see these guys with the rash guards and the fucking knee pads and the fucking pants and greased hair, and they're fucking hitting me for real. And I'm like, can I ask you a question? What do you do for a living? You a fireman? I'm like, no, I'm a fireman. A fucking fireman. So it was a little too real for me, like that kickboxing place. It was like people were trying to always overprove themselves.
Right.
Then you walk into a jiu-jitsu gym, and the first day they'll say to you, go with that guy. And as you're going with this guy, he's beating you up, you're not breathing right, but he'll stop and go, put your hand here. Put your hand over here, do this, do that. The people you meet, that's never been done.
No.
Like, I never had that before. I went through a really bad period for about a year. After I moved here, I was confused. And I walked into Gracie one day, and fucking, they were very nice to me, and a week later I had to have knee surgery. And I had this corona fear. I had the corona fear. Listen, man, I was asking somebody the other day, how come all these people haven't gone back to work? Like, there's a lot of people, like I just read somewhere else that they can't do this year because they don't have enough employees. People don't realize there's still, Amazon, there's still a lot of people that are hiding in their houses, guys.
Yeah.
I want you to know that. There's still a lot of people.
What about all these people that lost their jobs for not getting vaccinated? Now you don't need a vaccine anymore for anything, but these people still lost all their jobs.
Well, the thing with me was, if you're a union and they fired you over this vaccine, you better call them up and say, listen, we're taking these motherfuckers to court.
Yeah.
I'm union. Can't fucking fire me over this. These cops that lost their jobs and firefighters. It's funny because when I went to LBI this year, I met some fire lady, like a firewoman, a firefighter that was a female, And then she crossed the street with like 10 other chicks, and they were all yoked and shit. And she was telling me that they became firefighters during the pandemic because all these guys quit.
They were looking
so they're
for
like,
it, yeah.
we'll take the fucking vaccine.
They filled the whole
my,
list.
I don't need my uterus.
Yeah.
I don't take the fucking vaccine. I'm a lesbian.
My heart stopped next week. It's okay.
Yeah,
right?
So it's so weird how everything has changed. Oh, but back to jiu-jitsu. I was a mess, guys. Mike would come over, and I'm like, you got to go, Mike. Like, I couldn't take it no more. I would be afraid to get him sick or for me to get sick from him.
Happens
He's got
to a lot
kids.
of people,
Dog, that was my biggest fucking fear, was somebody going, Joey, I'm dying because I went and smoked a joint with your stupid ass. And I didn't want to, so I didn't encourage it. But the kid called me, Sean, Coach Sean from Hollis Grace. He's like, bro, what are you doing? I go, nothing, my knee. He goes, come in and just exercise. At the time, I was going to the gym and stuff. Dog, I was so scared of COVID. When he put me in a closed guard and he was like breathing on me, I'm like, I'm going to fucking die. I'm going to die.
Jiu-jitsu ruined my life.
Jiu-jitsu ruined my life. And after he threw me around a couple minutes and shit, I'm like, oh, this is tremendous. I conquered COVID fear all in one day.
Yeah.
I went to acupuncture the first day, September 22nd. I went to jiu-jitsu. And then I had the hardest thing of ever. I had to go to the city for the premiere of the Soprano movie with 2,000 people in the Beacon Theater. I still remember jumping out of the car and a bunch of people hugging me and going, I'm dying.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it home.
I'm dying at this movie theater. And the next week I went to jiu-jitsu and my fear was gone.
Yeah.
I went to their seminar and I went upstairs and there was like 60 people upstairs. Oh boy. And I forced myself. And everybody was so fucking nice and people were so cool. And I joined jiu-jitsu basically for social reasons and for health reasons, because I know the people I'm going to have around me are going to be the best people in the world.
100%.
This morning I was talking to a guy from the FBI in my class. I'm a fucking criminal. And he's talking to me for 20 minutes about kids. He's in charge of organized crime. Goes to the city every day for fucking... And here I am talking to him. A couple weeks ago, it was me, him, and an actual gangster in class.
He only trains in the gi, though, so you can't see the wire, right?
Yeah, you can't see the fucking wire. It's just a great thing. And now I have all these friends from jiu-jitsu that call me. Some of them smoke weeds. I meet the one Asian guy. We smoke a number from time to time.
Yeah.
And it's great. And I'm getting healthy. Like today, I burned 511 fucking calories. That's a lot of calories for a fucking
doing something
old man.
fun that you enjoy.
Oh, my God. And I'm getting beat up.
Yeah.
Coach, come on.
That's
you know
right.
I'm getting beat up and thrown. I did get an Americana today.
There you go.
I got a simple. I can never get those.